Weird West 2 will be an amazing game. Unfortunately for us, we're stuck with Weird West 1, which is currently mids. Hello, my name is Jonathan Rosenblum, head game critic at Tibbs TV, and I feel like an HGTV host when I tell you that Weird West has some great bones on it. And in 2 or 3 years, with a lot of hard work, a lot of funding, and a little bit of perseverance, this game might actually be fantastic to play. But if this game really was a home, and this really was HGTV instead of this miserable network, then it would currently be a fixer-upper in Detroit. Well, that's actually too harsh. It would more likely be a shitty shack in Hawaii, because while the day-to-day gameplay might not be ideal, the overall world it's set in is fantastic. Clearly, the Howleys over at Wolf Eye Studios are talented artists and great devs. The fact that you can kill key story characters and still progress with your playthrough immediately puts it amongst legends like Morrowind. Unfortunately, it takes some other features from Morrowind, such as the lack of voice acting, the wonky stealth, and the healthy amount of jank. And I mean, it really is such a bummer that this game doesn't have voice acting. It reminds me a lot of Disco Elysium before the director's cut came out. However, the thing that saved Disco Elysium was its fantastic writing and its stellar soundtrack. Weird West's writing is okay, but it has a soundtrack that feels like the music from the pause menu kept on playing after you unpaused. Which is weird because you can watch the band that did the soundtrack perform the songs, but then you look at an average gunfight in this game, where's the fucking music? Now here is an incredibly similar fight with the Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare music under it. It makes that quick skirmish so much more epic. And remember, since gamers are the least epic species in existence, we have a constant desire to feel epic whenever possible. And unfortunately, Weird West doesn't really do that. It also really doesn't do stealth well, which is a problem because pretty much every immersive sim from Deus Ex to Dishonored to Prey uses stealth as a main mechanic regardless of which path you take to beat the level. So when you have a game where it feels like enemies spot you at random, or they hear one sound but not another, deaths start to feel unfair. And as we all know, life is completely fair, and therefore our games should emulate it. But the thing I really want this game to emulate is any decent third-person shooter with a cover system and solid voice acting. The cover system would solve the stealth problems, the third-person view would make the combat more fun, and the voice acting would show off the world similar to when the ugly nerd chick takes off her glasses and becomes a hot chick. And third person feels like a really natural progression to this game because in its current state it lets you bring the camera down to nearly third person. However, doing so puts you at an incredible disadvantage with the shooting in this game. Also, let me pick the character I want to play as at the start of the game. You have pigmen, you have werewolves, and you have witches, and yet you start me with the boring, similar bounty hunter character? Come on! But the nice thing about all these criticisms is that I guarantee the devs know them. The bones of this game wouldn't have been designed so well if they didn't know what they were doing. Hopefully, they can capitalize on their skill and bring this dead world back to life. With the game standard here at Tibbs TV, I'm Jonathan Rosenblum.